Hello everybody, it's Ken Faulkner. Another knife video. Got some. I went through the collection. There's like a theme-ish. Got a new knife. Got a new one. No big surprise there. I'm getting I'm getting down through all the new knives. But I know people like to see kind of stuff out of the collection, and I got a kind of a wide range, and I could like gather, you know, a batch of knives from the collection multiple times without even doubling up on them. There's a lot there, um, but I thought, since this one here is from DC Blades, and if you know anything about DC Blades, at least well, I'm not an expert at them because this is my first one from them, but they do have some kind of wild grinds on the knives. And so I kind of, recognized because I kind of, impulse bought this one. I was watching EDC with DBD, and he seems to be a big fan of DC Blades. And yeah, I saw him breaking this one out and flicking it around, and I had to get one. I had to get one. I thought it was a great price too. Um, this is in my category. See, I got these cases, and I've kind of got a premium case and a mid-range case and a budget case. And this one ends up being in the mid-range case, but it's kind of on the lower end of that. It's $65. Not bad for a good knife like this one, with the steel, the materials and things like that. Um, so yeah, let's go ahead and get into the knife real quick, and then we'll kind of peruse these other ones, and we'll talk about why I picked these other knives out of the collection. So it's got that magnetic clasp. I could have sworn there was a bag, but I have been carrying this one. I know there's the silica gel. I've been carrying this one because I can't wait. And when I saw it in the picture, you look it up close, it looks pretty wicked already. And you flick it out, yeah, there it is. Look at that blade. It's crazy, and it's not for everybody for sure. I mean, it's not what you would call like your most practical knife. It does have a crazy tip on that thing. It's not too thin. It actually has some support there, and you can get your thumb finger up there and do some work. It does have that tanto, but also the recurve. So there's a lot going on here. Hollow grind, flat grind on the front. It's got this kind of fuller-ish sort of thing. Yeah, it's very cool. There's the logo. 14C28N. Carbon fiber. Now it's that kind of slick carbon fiber, but you can tell it's not the G10 with carbon fiber on the top because they mill down in there, and it gives it that cool look. That has a really cool look. This it's not my favorite, but I like the way they did that. I like this kind of scalloping. It's kind of like a sort of for a finger groove, but it doesn't quite. Now this one obviously is a finger groove, but these other ones not really. So it just gives you something to grab a hold of, and it doesn't really. I guess it locks you in somewhat. But the thing is that I kind of, when you impulse buy, you don't really spend a lot of time looking at it. And I just looked at it and I thought, that looks cool, but it's a picture, right? And if you don't go in and read the stats, you don't realize the size. Fortunately, this thing it's like a 3-finger knife, but the way these scallops work in here, I really have a good grip. The pinky's kind of off, so if I let go of everything but the pinky, it's not really something I can hold on to. But I do love those scallops. I've seen that with TCAL, a lot of and they'll do it on both sides. And holding those in hand at the show, because I don't have a TCAL yet, it's something about that. I really like it. I mean, we're all different. We all like different kinds of things. But just the way that it's kind of like a semi-contour. It's like partially contoured on one side. Otherwise, it's completely flat. And a lot of times you'll get this kind of G10, you see it, it's slick. It looks like a woven type, but there's nothing. And sometimes you will, like on the Spyderco versions like that, you'll get that bumpiness, but this is completely flat. But the way it is contoured, it feels good in my hand. It really feels good. It locks in. I'm not just saying it just because I bought it and I'm trying to justify myself. I'm pretty sure that I'm not doing that. Of course, sometimes we do stuff and don't even realize it. But, but no, it does. It feels good in my hand, and it's kind of surprising because it is a small knife. It's got a good thumb ramp. No jimping up here. No jimping. No jimping down here. Lots of room to get to the liner, which is nice. We're talking 14C28 in steel, which I think is great steel because the price of the knife is $65. So you got the carbon fiber, and it's legit carbon fiber. I mean, it is. I don't know. I think this is probably a G10 backspacer. Here's where you're getting some jimping back here, and that may be helping me to lock it in because this part of my palm is going into it. I don't feel it gripping so much, but it may be helping me feel like it's not going anywhere in my hand. It doesn't feel like I'm losing it. And sometimes even with a smaller knife, it's a little hard to get the flick going. But I haven't really had too much, because sometimes you kind of struggle getting it into a position where you can flick it. But this one seems to kind of be natural. And that's a big plus for me. I love, middle finger flicks my thing. And a knife where I can just pick it up and it just goes right to it and I flick it, really nice. So the action's good. How's it drop? You got to shake it down. Not a big problem for me, but the flick just is very satisfying on the way out. You can get it down on one flick, on one kind of you have to get a pretty solid flick. Maybe a couple shakes. Anyway, and you'll miss it every once in a while. When it's not all the way through like that, sometimes it's hard, but the corners are pretty good. There's a little bit of I don't know if it's a little bit of curve. It's not totally sharp there. Sometimes they'll make those really sharp, and sometimes it'll take off some of your fingernail. But this one doesn't do that, and it's not super sharp. It doesn't feel like it really grabs you so much, but still, it's not really a problem. You can choke up on this flat part here. Feels good, and then I get that the other three fingers fit in there good, and they go right into those scallops. I like scallops. To eat, and I like scallops obviously on a handle. So we got a reversible clip. It's a nice straight clip, so no problem reversing it to the other side. And the scallops are the same on both sides. So yeah, very nice. I think it's pretty well made. I mean, it's really kind of, since it was a lower cost, I never had tried DC blades before. So I wanted to see what they're like, and I'm telling you, I am happy. I'm satisfied with everything. Kind of a cool looking pivot. It's not any kind of high end, but I still love myself. 65 for me feels like budget, even though it's like in my mid range case. It's kind of because I got a lot of knives, and so I think it kind of like over $50 it goes in the mid range case. So. My budget case has a lot of stuff because I bought a bunch. Like, there's a couple of here. This one's in the budget case. This is the O-Knife Heron. And look at the grinds on this thing. So this is what I'm talking about. I get distracted. I get my attention gets grabbed by something with some crazy grinds. Not the most practical. I'm not the most practical person, to be honest with you. But yeah, I do like that. I really like this. It sold out really fast, and I finally ended up buying it secondhand later on. I think later on maybe they came out with some more. I actually have one of these to give away, so it's going to be in a giveaway one of these days. We got to get one of those going pretty soon, so keep an eye out. Because I know some people complain that they haven't seen it. So if you're watching my videos, that's really how you're going to find out. Otherwise, it's not going to be like a flashy thing. Who else do we have here? There's one more. Oh, this guy, Grow. B showed this one a long time ago. Do you remember that? I've been watching Bees for a long time, but I know there's a bunch of people that have been. Do you remember this Grow? Look at the blade. It's crazy. Big old EF, of course. They always do that. Yeah, this is the early days. This is the one where I couldn't get the pivot out, and I ended up having to grind a flat in there because I stripped out the pivot, and I didn't end up taking it out. I just ended up tightening it enough so that it wouldn't be loose in there. So that was kind of, I wanted to clean it out. The action is not so bad on this one, actually. Well, you have to get past that detent, but it kind of drops down, a little shaken. Nice harpoon, but again, this is it. Crazy grinds, kind of wild. It's got that recurve, it's got that tanto. This is it's like the big brother. See? That's what I'm talking about. I can't help myself. I cannot help myself. But it's fun. It's fun for me. What else we got here? Oh, the Plexus. Now, we're talking some premium. This is in the premium case. But look at the grinds on that thing. Woo! You got those hand ground lines there. Oh, man. It's beautiful. Yeah, of course, Arcane Design. They're going to be coming out with some crazy stuff, right? I mean, that's just the way they are. I don't know if I can get that fuller. See, that's the problem with this one. I love the design. I love that this was a collab with and I always forget his name. The one that passed away, the one that always has crazy knives, did the that one with the Arrakis. You know what I'm talking about, but I can't. I'm blanking on the name. I don't think I put it in the spreadsheet either. I should have done that. But it's collaboration with Elijah Isham. That's it. And it also does have craziness going on with the handle too. So this has got a lot of craziness going on. So there's another one. What else we got? This one's the grind's not so crazy. It has an awesome hollow ground on the Yojumbo, but then you got this kind of look. This kind of really good for getting in there. But even the handle is got craziness going on. With all this. Now, people that like really neutral knives that just go straight back, that's not me. That's not me. And it's, obviously I'm like kind of an oddball on that in a lot of ways. But I like the way this feels in my hand. It just feels like it locks in. And that's a big thing for me. And just that is a nice hollow. I mean, it's short. It's not super tall. But man, it gets deep really fast. And it's very thin. And the tip gets supported because it's not super thin until the very end. And I've had this a long time, so I haven't, I'm not prying with it or anything, but I haven't snapped it off or anything like that. So what else do we got here? Oh, this is a Artisan Cutlery. Gavco, another one that does some wild stuff. And you can already see, even before I open it up, it's got some wildness going on. Look at that blade. It's almost got that Tonto thing. It does have a little point here. This is not really hollow, but I don't know. It does get thicker out in front and definitely thinner in back, but it doesn't quite, because you can see the grind lines and you can usually see how there's a little bit of fingerprinting going on here. Let me get something to wipe that off. This one's kind of a fingerprint magnet. I think this is a S90V. Let me check it out here. Oh no, S35. But look at the grinds. It's kind of wild. It's cool. I mean, I was actually looking for another knife from Artisan Cutlery at one of the shows, and I found the knife that I wanted, but then I found this one too, and they're both the same price, and I ended up buying them both because I'm crazy. Crazy Ken's Knife Collection should be the name of my channel, or Ken Faulkner. Either way. Oh man, it's got nice action on this one. This one's smooth. Artisan does them right. So nice. Gavco, yeah, they always have some fun stuff. What else? What else did I forget here? One more from Tuya. Look at that guy. Again, look at that. You can't say that I don't like these knives. It's just, I don't know. I like a recurve. I really like. I know, and there's so many people that don't like recurves, and so many people don't like tantos. And you can see the hollow on that one because you can see that the grind the way it goes at kind of an angle there. Kind of whenever it's got that curve where the two grinds meet each other, you know that one's hollow, one's flat, because that's the way a rounded surface meets a flat surface ends up in that elliptical sort of look. And this swedge on top and the grind lines, it's just awesome. This is the Tuya Wolf. Oh, and the micarta on this one, I mean, it's slick, but man, I love it. Yeah, nice. Got a good thumb wrap. Oh man, so yeah, I am a sucker for a hollow ground while grinding tanto blade. Oh, one more. Let's see what this one looks like. It's not a tanto, but look, it's got these two different grinds, and we're talking about something unusual, very robust up the front. You can see how much thicker it is once it goes past here. And you can feel the difference in the way the behind the edges is and everything. But back here, it just gets so, and the hollow's not super deep on this one, but it just goes up higher and starts the hollow, and it comes down nice and thin. So you get that thinner on the back end and thicker, and sometimes you get an opposite effect, like this one here. I think. No, that's not that way. I know I have some knives like that where it gets thick right back here and then gets thin up front. But this is kind of the opposite. This is a Tucson. This is they're always numbered, right? So this is the TS 475 M390 steel. Nice with carbon fiber. It's like kind of fragged out. That's a sweet knife. Tucson, they're an interesting knife company. Look at those gems. Two types of gems. You got the smaller ones where they go dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, and then a donk. Anyway, I'm not gonna steal Beez's thunder here, but yeah, the nice thumb studs and kind of a little fuller. I can't really get that fuller, but you got plenty of room underneath it to get the middle finger on that one and the thumb. Ooh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, I love getting into the collection. Some of these knives, I haven't seen this one in a while because it gets lost in there. Man, that's just a nice feel. It's got the soft landing. You can't even hardly hear it. And if you feel it, it's a real thing. Anyway, sorry, I got to have you guys all over, and we'll just kind of get out all my knives and put it on the table, and we can just go through them all. Wouldn't that be awesome? That's such a fun time. I mean, I don't know, you probably have been to meetups like that. It's just so fun. But anyway, the start of the show, DC Blades caught my eye. It's just my jam, right? It's not the only kind of knife I like. There's lots of knives I like. But this is definitely something that does catch my eye. And it's a little fantasy. And recurve's a good cut knife. It's not so easy to sharpen, but I've kind of gotten a feel for how to do it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna check out more of these. Definitely, we'll be checking out some more from DCBlades.net. If you're interested, if you like these kind of knives, check them out. You might find something you like. You might do an impulse buy. Or go out and see EDC with DBD, because he'll show you some of them too. All right, guys, I gotta get them all in the shot. Oh, by the way, this I don't even know if they have them around anymore, but this is the EF. I think this is the one I didn't mention. EF 936. They also do the numbers. So, budget knife. This one comes in at a whopping $24.99. At least last time I priced it. Everything's going up, so it may be more than that if you can still get it. I have no idea, but it's got craziness on the handle, craziness on the blade, and it's a good knife. It doesn't get carried too much, but I mean, it's not. It's kind of hard to compete with something like this, but I still have a place in my heart for this one. All right, guys, that's it. Enough talking. Thanks for watching. Got over 700 subs, guys. I almost got past my original channel, my first channel. I had like about 715. I'll have to double check. But yeah, that's going to be a big day when I surpass the first channel. Thank you guys for all the subs. Thank you for watching. I'm excited to just keep going, keep doing, having fun with this thing. All right, you guys. I will see you on the next one. Bye.